perfect segue off. This is huge news. DC, announcing Peter Safran, James Gunn. People thinking it's good or bad. That's all by the by. We're sort of giving our points on that, but this all comes at really key points in time. And the news of Peter Safran and James Gunn, leading DC Studios, literally comes after we had this from Henry Cavill, which also came after we heard that Toby Emmerich labeled Henry Cavill persona non grata, not welcome. Not a dude, not welcome here anymore, basically. But this is all pretty key, staged by DC. Very well done, very smart. Just to give my own personal opinion on Henry Cavill as Superman, I think he's one of the best Supermen we've ever had. Whether it's been accurately portrayed or not, he looks the part, and there's, each of the movies that we've seen, there has been sort of a peek through of the Superman that I think most of us want on screen. Whether it was 100% there or not, there's always been a peek of it. So I'm really happy he's back. And this kind of validates what me and Tom had been saying in a previous stream. More stuff to come. He literally says, this is a very small taste of what's to come. The dawn of hope renewed. Thank you for your patience. It will be rewarded. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about Henry Cavill as Superman being back and the future? Take it away, Tom.
Well, I think it's sad that it took almost 10 years and less than 30 seconds for Henry Cavill to finally bring some hope to Superman. But he did it. It's not his fault, of course. And going forward, hopefully we get a more hopeful, tone-accurate Superman, at least. Yeah, I'm kind of just because I did not like Man of Steel. I hated BVS. Not a fan of either version of the Justice League, to be 100% honest with you. But I would like to just see a decent Superman movie where he's Superman saving people and doing what Superman does. And there's a ton of villains we haven't got to see on screen yet either, like Metallo and Brainiac and tons of other ones, including a more accurate Lex Luthor, for that matter, in this universe. So yeah, I think there's potential. There's a lot of potential with Superman that hasn't been tapped, unlike Batman, who's kind of been overused a bit. But
yeah, I mean, what do you think about the persona non grata by Toby Emmerich? Basically, the quote is, Henry Cavill is now persona non grata. He's not going to play ball with the studio. He will never be Superman again.
No, that's pretty much all I kept hearing from people, and that's why I kind of had a feeling it was going to take Hamada to being out of the building, and it sounds like Henry didn't sign on until Friday, which kind of goes in line with what I'd been hearing. Like I was saying earlier, he wanted to hear pitches. He wanted to know what the plan was, where the direction was before he even signed on now, because he was sick of fucking around. Those guys, including Hamada, Sarnoff, Toby Emmerich, they were behind the media reports painting him as difficult to work with.
Yeah, just as a reminder, where are those guys now? Oh, wait, they're fired.
Exactly.
Yeah, in the bin.
They're in the unemployment line.
They're not in these headlines. Henry Cavill is beloved by men and women. Men want to be him, women want to date him, that whole thing.
Some men want to date him too.
And yeah, not to hate on that, but that as well. But he's just got so many great qualities going on with him as a dude. Doing. Oh,
I was just gonna say, I think the thing about Henry Cavill is he's a quintessential old school movie star. He has charisma, and it's on screen. It's palpable. It's tangible. It's there.
100%.
Well, it takes something to play
100%.
Superman, right? And he has that thing that only comes along once in a generation, it seems like. Christopher Reeve, for instance. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Paul.
I was going to add to, just because in this social media age too, it's like we know all the cool nerdy stuff he's into, and people love that. Also too, he's belted in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He makes computers. He knows his the stuff that he's talking about. He knows his games and his comic books as far as being a fan of that. So it's good stuff.
Valiant.
No, I agree with everything that's been said. I mean, I think Cavill has done a fantastic job in that role, and for all the reasons that have been stated. He looks the character. He's got the charisma when he walks on screen in that suit. It's like there's not a second of doubt. This guy is Superman. It's just he owns that role. I think he was born for it. I was joking with somebody, buddy of mine in the office. We went to lunch today. We were actually talking about this stuff. With all the new plan and Superman and Cavill and all this kind of stuff. And I said, it was funny. The first time I didn't really watch Man of Steel in the theaters, and I saw it. I was like, I know this guy, this Henry Cavill guy. Where have I seen him before? Man, he really fits this role. It wasn't until like months later, I just didn't think to look it up. And I'm rewatching. I'm rewatching an old movie with, well, I say old. It's about, I guess, maybe 25 years old now. But it's The Count of Monte Cristo with Jim Caviezel, Guy Pearce. It's just a fun adaptation of Dumas's work, and a very young Henry Cavill plays the son of the Count Monte Cristo, and he must have been probably oh god, he couldn't have been 16, 17, 18 years old.
It was one of his first films, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was. And I just remember, I mean, he was one of the really good performances in that film. There were quite a few, including Richard Harris and.
He was in a Hellraiser movie as well, wasn't he? If I remember rightly.
That was another one of his earlier ones. Yeah, it was he's 6 or 7. One of them, I can't remember which.
Oh my god!
And I was a fan of his in the Tudors. So when he got this, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the guy from the Tudors."
That's the thing is he's been doing this shit for a while, right? He earned his place.
His dues.
Yeah.
Tudors, Natalie
What about
Dormer.
Nick? What did you say?
I didn't hate Man of Steel probably as much as Tom did, but I loved Henry Cavill as Superman, and I was super disappointed when they started jacking around with things and didn't really have a plan together, and it looked like Henry Cavill was going to be out, and it looked like they were moving towards like a whole reboot and all that. But I always loved him as Superman. I thought he played the character well, even though I also did have issues with Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. But as far as him as an actor portraying Superman, I was 100% on board from the get-go. So, like I said earlier, this is huge news. I'm glad that he signed on. I'm glad they're getting their shit together. I'm glad he's coming back. Now I just want to wait and see, are they going to get the right people involved moving forward to give us that Superman movie that everybody wants? Because Man of Steel, let's be honest, it did get mixed reviews. A lot of people, really loved it, but a lot of people really hated it. So I think if, creatively speaking, if they get the right people involved and do the second movie justice, I think the sky's the limit for this DC universe that they're moving towards now.
Yeah. I agree with that. I just this quote annoys me so much. It just amazes me, the audacity of Toby. Henry Cavill is now persona non grata. He's not going to play ball with the studio. He will never be Superman again. It's like, yeah, okay. Well, how's it working out for you swapping everyone out for a woman, huh? Swapping out bloody, getting Sasha Cal as Supergirl and things like that. How's that working out? How's it working out with the Flash? How's that all going?
And
not particularly great.
And really quick on Sasha Calle, it's like they made her look ugly. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Why stop making women look like like bloody feminists? Like, come on. Women want to look at beautiful women, and men want to look at beautiful women. All right, just stop cutting their fucking hair. People are sick of it.
Well, they should have just gone ahead and spray painted it blue and been done with it.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, and then just had SK Super Karen on it or something like that.